Where on your driver's license is the check mark to donate your penis? Alexa, cancel reminder.
Uh-oh. Must be time to jerk off.
And the females are supposedly very picky. Oh no, that's not beautiful. It's not a perfect concentric circle.
It's really the only reason he wanted his penis back on.
Not only that, but she had to look around to make sure no one else was listening.
Kind of reminds me of Rick and Morty little story arc.
Sounds like an episode out of Homicide.
How in the shit do you think I want to see half of this stuff?
If anyone out there has listened to the show over time, like, there's a lot of filtering going on. Do you think it's Russian or a Chinese subterfuge?
Of course, everybody would want me, right?
Sometimes too much foreplay is not good.
Actually, body doubles seem just smart.
If you don't have your legs closed right, you're gonna get a fucking enema and some dirty water.
You know the dude didn't want that shit published. Buddy, you are so safe, you don't even know.
The loyalty of this one, wow. Salute.
You want to stand out in Vietnam, have an elephant dick.
That's a different dynamic than where we are at now socially, right?
I got to get rid of the filter and just vomit whatever I wanted out of my mouth, and it was awesome.
Oh, which means we're about to talk some shit about this person.
His diet was pretty much Jack Daniels and speed.
Kevin Kline?
You know how vindictive he is.
He got up to me close in person, uncomfortably.
It might have been socially acceptable and swept under the rug, but it wasn't fucking cool.
I was trying to get like some insider trading info, but I didn't get it.
Are we just going to continue talking about jerking off?
You know, they said we'd go blind. I mean, they said we'd go blind.
There is some rat brain entitlement that has to happen to make that come out of your mouth.
Speaking of which, I did not fact check this.
If I get home in time, I can knock one out to a Lita Ford video before anybody comes through the door.
Wait. Back up.
What I'm hearing is we should be high a lot.
Give me a bowl and fucking let me organize some shit. Let's go.
Go eat all the ayahuasca, do all the drugs, pump yourself up with all the roids, baby.
Yeah, right. You could spray some orange on it. Well, zest.
Some people can't handle it, man. They gotta have that fucking snickle fritz.
South shall rise again.
Hey, how's it going? Happy birthday, bye. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Boom.
All right, and here we go for another episode of the Braver, Newer, Worlder podcast. I am Josh Wagaman, a.k.a. the Part-Time Buddha, and rounding out the tangential trio, as always, is the Chronic and the human who identifies as AI. Fellas,
What's up?
how's it going tonight?
Good enough.
We are recording the year of the apocalypse, August 11th, 2026. Still, accelerating towards the fucking vortex and the black hole, the sun, whatever fucking comes first. But I don't have any happy news this week. I was hoping you guys might have something to kind of start us off with. It was kind of funny because I had some technical difficulties with the last episode. I finally got it fucking published, but Riverside was, having some issues and I was having some issues. But it's always interesting to me because going through the edit is really the first time I see the podcast or know what the hell we talk about. Like, we record, an hour to 2 hours, and then like if Dawn's still awake, she'll be like, what'd you guys talk about? I'm like, fucked if I know. like I'll see it when I edit it. Like I mean, it's like a totally different kind of headspace, right? As soon as it's done, I probably couldn't tell you one thing that we talked about afterwards.
Well, that's the way I was when you asked us about the clip for rapeseed oil. I couldn't remember it, and I was the one that said the damn thing.
Well, you started it.
I know.
I made it worse, and then Chronic just put me in a place where I was like, I can't publish this.
Chronic added the gag reflex to it. Yeah.
I mean, it's still in the episode, right? I didn't take it out of the episode, but I just could not post that as its own clip. So, but what the hell was I saying? I don't even know now.
You said you hope we have some good things, and I've got a couple of cool things to share.
Yeah, well, by all means, share away.
So, not surprisingly, this one has nothing to do with the United States. It's good news, In Sweden, they have this program now. Somehow they taught these crows via a reward system. They taught crows to fetch trash on the street and bring the trash to a receptacle. And when they drop whatever the trash item is into the receptacle, the crow gets a reward.
A treat
it's
or
so
something.
freaking cool.
I love it. Kind of reminds me of a Rick and Morty little story arc they did with when he went off with two crows.
Okay. And then the other one, Chronic, Michigan. They've installed a designated traffic lane with an induction charging system for EVs. So only EVs can drive in this lane, and the actual road is some sort of induction charging system that charges while you drive, which I think is very cool.
Really?
but you
That's pretty
still have to
cool.
make
Yeah.
at least 3 Michigan lefts to get there.
Right. I mean,
I've made 4. I've done 4 Michigan lefts. Michigan lefts. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's all right. Like that, I guess. I mean, I don't have an electrical vehicle. I'm not going to
Well, I don't
benefit from
either,
it,
and
but
I'm not necessarily pro or anti, but I just thought, hey, they're at least trying. So,
yeah, that's cool. I mean, shit, like you said, it maybe extends your trip if you're a long commuter, or something, or you're traveling through, you don't need to stop anywhere. That's cool. Need to
Yeah.
see where innovations are going.
I mean, those roads were so fucked up in Michigan that they had to do something. Like, those were some of the worst roads in the country. And they elected Whitmer, that Governor Whitmer, and they expected her to fix the entire state in a year. And I was like, wow, y'all are like really don't know how project management works.
well, it might help if they stop giving bids to the lowest bidders. Period.
Hey man, here in Charlotte, we've got all these toll lanes, and they're trying to build these monorail lanes. And Tom Tillis, who now, because he's not running for any reelection, before he left being whatever he left North Carolina to be a senator, right? So he went to Washington. Like, one of the last things he did was sold off a big fucking road contract to a company that had a terrible fucking record, had all kinds of lawsuits in it, and made the language so that we couldn't shut the project down. The city couldn't shut the project down once it got started, or else we would owe them prima nocta fucking shit or whatever, however that works.
Yeah.
It's
Lots
just
of
the
money.
shadiest shit to do right out the fucking door. And now, because he's, not running for any reelection, he's trying to have a fucking backbone and stand up to the fucking orange turd, and too fucking little too late, man. I'm just not hearing it from some of these douchebags. But so good job starting us off with a positive story. It took me all of a minute and a half to fuck that shit up and just go straight to the dumpster.
I've got something sort of positive. You want to try to give it a go?
Go
see
for
what,
it.
how
We'll
you
see
can
if we can get some
poke holes-
positive momentum going.
Poke holes in this one from the American Chemical Society. They've come up with published a new living. They call it a living plastic. So it's somehow, I don't know how, I don't exactly understand. It's chemistry. It's fucking beyond
You're
me.
a mechanical engineer. You are not a chemist.
Not a chemical engineer. All right.
You just experiment with certain drugs from time to time. You are not a chemist.
Yeah, that's the chemicals happen inside the brain. But they embed microbes into the plastic. So they call it living plastic. So they're embedding a microbe in the plastic, and that decreases the lifespan, because the longer, the microbe eventually starts eating its way out of the plastic or dissolving the plastic. And it's found a way where the plastic dissolves or just biodegrades, as whatever you want to call it, leaves no microplastics behind.
Okay.
All right. It's so far, it seemed like it was extremely short lived, but I assume that it's because they said that the material is completely broke down within just 6 days. So no one's using plastic for just 6 days. I mean, maybe for your work lunch bags, which even that would be a huge, decrease in waste. But I imagine this is probably the first step, right? Where they by tweaking it this way and that way, they can make it last for 24 months.
You want
or
to
whatever.
tweak it? I know. I'll say, is that you complete? Was that story? Is that all you got there? That's it?
Yeah.
I will say, I don't have any specific examples except for maybe what they're doing, making leathers out of mushrooms and stuff. But material sciences right now has some of the coolest shit going on. For real, there is some really cool shit happening in the world of material sciences, and that's wild. But what I was gonna say was, man, you want to take that shit next level, create a plastic water bottle out of that shit that once you crack the seal, it breaks down in 6 days.
There you go.
Drink that shit and move on.
Move on. Yeah, you ain't hanging that around. It's not sitting on a job site for.
Ain't trying to make mountains out of those fucking bottles. Good Lord.
No. Did if I ever tell you, speaking of material sciences, did I ever tell you? Probably not. The story of where I was sitting next to a dude he was working on the spider web technology, making spider web into structure, harvesting it, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So I think it was me and Kayla were coming back from from a Vegas trip, and we landed in Charlotte We're landing in Charlotte. There's a guy sitting next to us, right? And the whole trip, like, I didn't, I don't like talking to people on planes. I try to respect people's privacy and whatnot and stuff. But we land, and when we land, he breaks open this book that's like advanced biology, something or other, or whatever on the cover. Advanced biology to a 404 or whatever. I mean, it's like a college level book. And he's kind of flipping through it and stuff. The Midwestern in me can't help. I say, "So you're doing a little light reading, huh?"
Sure. That's. I mean, it's right there. That's the line.
Yeah,
Obviously.
obvious. And he kind of laughs and he goes, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, My daughter is here taking a class for biology or whatever, and I'm going to come into town and I'm helping her study." And I kind of bullshit with him some more. I'm saying, "Oh, that's nice." I said, "So how is it that you can just help study biology with your daughter in college, right? Because." And he goes, "Well, I also am a biologist and a chemist of some sort." And he goes, "Actually, I'm going to go while I'm here, and this is the reason I'm here, but I'm visiting my daughter secondarily. Because the reason I'm here is I think it was Clemson, or maybe somewhere in Georgia, but they were they were trying to figure out a way to commercially gather spider silk or synthesize it because of how strong it is and the properties it
based on
has.
the weight.
And
Yeah, it's so strong.
yeah. And he was involved with that and
Neat.
was on his way to do something. So I didn't figure out what company he was working for. I was trying to get like some insider trading info, but I didn't get it. And nothing's happened.
Yeah, get those web slingers going, man.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll take the spider ball and run with it on a story. This is one just from, it's kind of jogged my memory. Something I read probably a few years ago was a scientist who was basically looking at several insects and trying to see how they see the world. Like, right? And like, we look at nature through our eyes. We do not look at it through the eyes of the spider, the fly, the snake, or anything like that. So when we look at the spider web, we see the design of it, right? But what the fly and the bee sees, the way that spider designs that web is all very intentional and on purpose, and using the light, the reflecting of the light and this and that, because through the eyes of the insect, it looks like a flower, right? With the spider as the center, what is that? The pistil stamen, that the sex parts of the flower, right?
Yeah.
So that's the part that they're going to want to try to go into. So it was a cool like scientific article, but the lady kind of made the point that so it's not the spider who is the best hunter, right? Who gets the best prey. It is the spider who is the best artist that eats well, like, right? Because they got to design their what's going to attract this bee or this fly to like want to bang me.
Right.
So
get in there.
I'll piggyback on that. I just saw something yesterday about this puffer fish, right? These little puffer fish, tiny little suckers at the bottom of the ocean.
They're all poisonous, right?
Maybe. Yeah, not well.
No, blowfish. I'm thinking
blowfish. Yeah. These weren't those ones. But it was just like this little fish. But this little fucker flaps his gills for 7 straight days to create the perfect mandala out of the sand at the bottom, just in the hopes that one female will swim by and notice that shit.
And the females are supposedly very picky. Oh no, that's not beautiful. It's not a perfect centric circle.
They might not even be in your damn area, man. Like,
right? Yeah, you're lucky to get one to find you, and then she's picky enough to say, "Nah, it's."
Wonder if there's a high instance of homosexuality in the puffer fish, because like after a while, fuck these chicks, man. Like,
yeah,
probably a high instance of asexuality in puffer fish.
Something.
Sore gill syndrome, flap 7 straight days, man.
Right?
How's the dude gonna have any energy left to fuck?
Probably just just falls apart right there and just kind of dissolves, and some of it spoofs out.
Don loves watching the nature shows. I can't remember which ones she's on now, like the Americas, I think, the ones that are narrated by Tom Hanks. And they were talking about some birds the other night. We were watching it, and the bird would do like its big, plumage and everything to attract the chick. And he's basically, the way it looked like, he's like, "Come sit on my face, baby," because he'd put his head back and he'd like do all this plumage. And she went for it. And man, this bird like put on the song and dance for like a solid 30 minutes, and that sex was over in 2 seconds. Like, damn.
That's what happens when you get too high of a buildup.
I guess,
Right.
man. Like, Barry White didn't even get the first fucking word out.
Sometimes too much foreplay is not good.
I guess that's, that used to be the old adage, right? When you hear like when you're teenage and college years, like if you go like a hot date, you had to like make sure you drain the pipes first, which I don't know, man, tends to just make me more sensitive. Like, beat it 3-4 times a day. You go into that date, she breathes on it, it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all a bunch of old wives' tales and rumors and
Do
conjectures.
you think we
None
got
of it.
some bad sexual advice in our teenage years? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
Yeah, right.
probably.
Way before the Me Too movement, kids, and way before everybody was videotaping everything.
I mean, they said we'd go blind. I mean, they said we'd go blind.
Thank God they've got LASIK.
They also said
Which
you get like a hairy palm.
Right?
I don't shave, clearly. And a little bit, like, I manicured, whatever.
I never had because I was the oldest, and I had a stepdad, and he wasn't teaching me anything, so I was pretty much on my own to like figure shit out. And there was only like half a dozen kids my age in the Slickville area, but I do remember like at that.
That's it, really?
Oh, dude, it got so it got worse as I got older. Like people moved out and shit like that. Like I remember like when I was in midget league, then it was little league, and then pony league, right? The midget league, there was enough to probably form like 2 teams in Slickville, right? And then probably the same at little league, maybe 1 by then. But when we got to pony league, there was like 7 of us, man. We used to ride our bikes down to the coach's house on Saturday, grab the equipment, go up to the ball field just because there's nothing else to fucking do. Like, right? But we have played games, and by that time, there were actually only 3 teams left. So we just played each other. Like, right? And sometimes you didn't have, somebody in right field. So just play with what you got. So
Yeah.
But where I was going with the masturbation story, let me please, no pun intended, no totally intended. Please let me finish my masturbation story. I was gonna let you sit with that for a minute.
Yeah.
So, I was at that age where, you start doing that kind of shit. And then I just remember hanging out with a couple of the friend, like the kids from the neighborhood, right? And it was always the same 4 or 5 of us. And this one kid, like he swore up and down at that age, like he was getting laid and he like never jerked off. And I was just
At
like,
what age he was getting laid?
I mean, this is probably like 13, 14. He was exaggerating, but he was that kid who like his parents were divorced. He spent most of his time with his grandma. He had a lot of freedom. Let me just say, he was, I'm sure he did very well, and I'm sure he exaggerated also, right? And it might have been still a few years away from doing very well. I don't really know, but I just remember him like being with like 4 or 5 kids of the same age, and one of them claiming that he never masturbated, and like the other 3 go like backing him up, like, oh yeah, me neither. And I'm like, and I didn't say anything.
Right.
Like, you fuck, well, seriously? Like, have you tried it? I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just saying, I live in a house with 6 people, and if I get home in time, I can knock one out to a Lita Ford video before anybody comes through the door, man.
You had to be quick in a house with 6 people.
Damn right. Nothing fucking, no doors worked in that house, man. You had to be stealthy.
That's very true. We only had 4 people in our household, so it was a little easier to make it happen.
I remember the one guy we used to work construction with, we called him Gumbo. He's from Kill, Mississippi. He said he grew up so poor they slept 3 in a bed. He said he had to jerk off like, I can't get to the, he said you had to jerk off like that.
3 in a bed?
I don't know if it was true, but the shit's funny.
Yeah.
You don't have to like job site stories. Don't go asking if they're true. Just laugh and move on to the next one. You don't want to dig. Don't dig too deep.
No, sometimes it's interesting, but usually it's more trouble than it's worth.
So are we just going to continue talking about jerking off, or does anybody want to talk about current events or anything? I don't know. I don't even know what happened this week.
Sounds
other
like
than The strait's still not open, but it doesn't matter because we won that war 47 times and it never happened anyway.
How about, did you hear his the $100,000 subscription to Truth Social?
Yes.
Wasn't that one of your headlines you put up or something? I saw that somewhere. Say more if you know.
Yeah, that
What's
might
up?
be. So I don't know if this is true. Like, I don't know if it's passed or done, but he floated out the idea, or there's advertisement for it, of a $100,000 a month subscription fee to have early access to Trump's tweets on Truth Social. I think, as we all know,
which includes stuff that they're about to do, that the government's
Did you say
about to, we're going to bomb.
$100,000 a month?
yes, yep.
Could he be more out of touch? Is that his let them eat cake moment? What the fuck? Like, what is that?
Well, he's going to get a dozen media conglomerates or whatever.
I was going to say that it's because the stakes are so high. There's only so many people that are going to get it, and what they're paying for is insider trading information.
So we're right back to the poly market discussion, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
All right.
Yep. But for the oligarchs.
But he's just like out loud saying, "Hey, pay for corruption and pay for," like, it's just all illegal, right? I mean, we at least all agree that this is all illegal, even though nobody's doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we did all the good stuff at the beginning, and now it's just shit. So you asked for it. We organized it that way. That's the way it's coming out.
Does anybody think he's leaving the fucking White House in 2 years? Like,
I mean, he's getting pretty old. So I think
that's my
naturally.
saving grace. Like, if you really listen to him, like, his lungs are starting to fill up with fluid. Like, he's getting that thing. He's got that lean forward. He's shitting his pants once a week. Like,
and he's evidently proud to be on Iran's hit list. I don't know if you saw where they had a ruse. Yeah. Where were they? They were somewhere in Europe. So he boards Air Force One, and behind Air Force One, where nobody else is, you see these big catering vans. He goes, okay, so Iran threatened to shoot down Air Force One. So they took it as a credible threat. And they're like, we can't just let the president ride Air Force One. So they did this ruse where before Air Force One takes off, he goes out the other side onto the catering trucks, and into the catering trucks gets onto another plane, which the other plane now technically becomes Air Force One because that's just a call sign.
It's a call sign.
But meanwhile, they let all the media people, everybody else, fly on the plane that's threatened to be shot down.
I mean, they've got to. If they evacuate it, then they'll know. Like, unfortunately, it sucks, but I kind of guess they got to.
Yeah, I commented on one of those stories today when I saw that he had ducked into the catering truck. I'm trying to remember. Like, I played it like it was like a communication in the Secret Service. It was like Kaiser von Schitz's pants is requesting Beta Cuck 1 transport over. Do you think he has a body double stand-in?
Body double that.
I just fill a suit full of whipped cream.
Yeah, right. You could spray some orange on it.
Yeah, spray pan orange
zest. Some orange zest.
Yes, I would expect he probably does.
You can see that.
Do you think?
I mean, I don't.
Do you think he has any? Go ahead.
Yeah, everybody kept starting on top of each other. Because it doesn't necessarily surprise me that for maybe a while our presidents have had body doubles. Like, that's just kind of, so it's, like, I could see that. It just seems part of the ruse to foil.
Actually, body doubles seem just smart.
Yeah, I think that probably happens. I think they give false routes. They have to have more than one option. Like, well, depending on who's running the fucking CIA and the FBI anymore. So at this
point, did you ever see that movie Dave with Kevin?
Yep, Kevin Kline, fantastic movie. Yep.
Good movie.
Who was the wife? Sigourney Weaver?
Can't remember.
I can't remember, but yeah, that was a very.
It might have been Sigourney.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's a good movie. Very good movie. Because I remember that's how she ended up calling him out, like, after something, like, how'd you know? And she
saw him in the shower.
Yep.
Yeah. Because there was that one scene where she like bursts in and opens the shower door, and there she pauses and looks down and kind of like, huh? Yeah.
In a good way, right?
Well, just in a quizzical way at that point. Like, she was just like, huh. It's like, that ain't mine.
Yeah. Don't recognize that.
Don't recognize that thing. So, yeah. Did you see where he is like trying to like re-prosecute that Olympian dude for vandalizing his pool? Even after
Kevin Kline?
exactly Kevin Kline. Yep.
Yes. You
With
know
the
how
yep.
vindictive he is.
Yeah. Yeah. He gets into a
Son of a
roll, man. He
bitch.
fucking does it. Goes all the way.
I'm sorry, repeat that. I couldn't help.
Wanda. No, back to Kaiser von Shit this pants. Yeah. Like, right. He's trying to like pre-prosecute that guy, that Olympian dude, for damaging the pool. Like, I mean, I at this point, do you think any information that gets in front of his face is true? Like, is anything that's actually happening, or is it like prices are down, the stock market's up, everyone loves you, sir? That's the only thing he hears, and then he eats a fucking cheeseburger.
Does he even ask? Or
Well, I
just
do know that like one of the aides has said like last term, like anything, like any correspondence that had a staple in it, meaning it was more than one page, fucking burn it. He's never going to read it. You need big type, short, short words, very few words, and anytime you can praise him, do it. That's all he wants to hear.
I've heard that. I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
You know.
where are all the people that were threatening to take up arms when the government got all tyrannical and shit? I
Yeah.
think somehow they're working for ICE.
Somehow. Well, it's unfortunately I feel like that's the way, whether it's just the people up top trying to separate us into groups, keep us divided, or whether it's like maybe just more or maybe less intentional, but like we're definitely kind of dividing and fighting amongst ourselves, like not all of us, like I don't have any problem with any particular group out there, but like it just seems like there's no we're all just polarizing, and we don't either we're not talking about anything with other people, we're not mentioning anything.
I'm with you.
speaking of which, I did not fact check this, but
I love when you open with that.
supposedly the MySpace founders are like, wait a minute, Facebook and whatnot's gotten too algorithmic and it's got two sides of people. Let's reopen a MySpace kind of thing back to what it was meant for, back to just people wanting to connect with
Oh
one
my god,
another
that'd be
and
so
share
cool.
stuff. So I don't know if we're gonna do it or
Keep
not.
like the retro type font, like the colors, make it totally fucking retro. Absolutely, that could be fun. I could dig. I am like definitely looking for other social media outlets. I know there's like Clapper, there's Blue Sky. I know that, what is it? Substack is where you go if you want to like write things and just kind of get them out there. And so there are options. And fucking Facebook, man, it's worse every goddamn day. Like I feel like I'm playing Space Invaders. I'm like, how in the shit do you think I want to see half of this stuff? So
No, yeah. Do you think it's Russian or a Chinese subterfuge,
I mean,
or is it just the bullshit that you're normally?
I think they're going to do whatever they got to do to get the most traffic and make the most money. And
That's what I
half,
think.
like, I read something that said like half the accounts online anymore, fucking bots, the Russian propaganda is just working overtime. And I mean, it's like they're in like golden time right now. They've got us so on lockdown. They're just fucking with us now, right? They've got,
Yeah.
fields of people just sitting at computers, like making up these comments, and it's all just that whatever clickbait. It's rage bait. It's I won't do it. I won't do it. And like I said, I stick to my part-time Buddha account on Facebook. When I go over to my personal account, like I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Happy birthday, bye. Like, right? Like
Zip in, zip out.
yeah, man. I was like, I've seen people over there who are career military bitching about socialism. I'm like, wow, that's pretty fucking rich. Like, and
Yeah.
still just, gung ho for Trump and everything. And I'm like, everything you said for the last 10 years has been wrong. And you're still just pumping the same horn, man. Like there's no chance that I'm going to get in a conversation with you. Like,
I was at Cracker Barrel the other day, and next to me was an elderly man, might have been 90 years old. He was by himself. He was literally, I don't know, 3 feet away from me. And the table over him, I guess they noticed his hat. He was a veteran, and they started making conversation, very pleasant conversation. And on the way out, the couple, about our age, actually go to his table. And the woman looks around, and she leans into him. She says, "I love Trump." And he just flatly goes, "I don't." I was like,
And like,
Nice.
that's like, what the fuck is her problem? Why does she have to say that? Like,
and not only that, but she had to look around, make sure no one
right,
else
like she's
was
about to
listening.
tell a racist joke. Like,
Right.
Secret cult.
If you're not
exactly.
comfortable saying it, why feel it? Why do you know?
There is like a pool. They have to know what side you're on.
I
It
think
is
so.
like, I've seen so many iterations of it and been in so much different company, like, socioeconomic company, and the conversation can start however, but at some point they have to do that test the waters comment. They have to know,
Yep.
because
Yep.
they might start liking you, right? And then they might,
Yeah.
then that
that
might
question.
change their opinion.
Yeah.
It's so
So you got to
weird.
know.
The psychology that is happening there is just amazing to me, but it's everywhere.
I had one landlord before I chose this place, nice as he could be, he wanted me to move in, and then he had like an uncomfortable, like close. He got up to me close in person, uncomfortably. Is like, well, I feel this way and this way, and if you don't feel this way, man. I mean, he basically was saying, if you don't like Trump, you should not live here. He didn't say it in those words, but he kept pushing and pushing.
Well, they never say it in straight words. That's kind of the point. They say America first, just like the Klan did back in the early turn of the century, last century, the one before this one. Yeah. But yeah, like, and yeah, we're all in the South, and some raised here, and all of it that comes with that spoonful of sugar, man. It's just got sweet tea, but it's all. First, when you move into a new house, and the first question your neighbors ask you, what church you go to?
Yep. And when they start talking us about somebody, bless his heart, bless their heart,
Oh
which
my!
means we're about to talk some shit about
We
this
are
person.
about to, as they say, we're gonna spill some tea.
Yeah, or spill some of that sweet tea.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. It's
It's
something.
they rail against like transgender and homos and all these people and say like, oh, they're gonna try to convert, they're doing this, they're converting this. I've never had any one of those other types of groups that they demonize try to convert me to anything, but I sure as hell have had the side that demonizes try to convert me, which and I mean it goes along just like we say all the time. It's the hypocritical, like it's the shit they do.
Well, I always get a kick out of, because we've worked some pretty, we've worked construction sites, and there's some rough, redneck types and shit. And they take it all personally about, the homosexuality, right? It's like, oh, I don't want them, coming after me. I'm like, buddy, you are so safe. You don't even know. You're good. Like they don't want shit to do with you. Like you are not at all what they're looking for. Like, I mean, you're a very specific type, man. I mean, of course, 1% is going to want you.
There's someone out there that wants you.
Just saying, I think you're okay. I think
Yeah.
you're safe on this one. Wow.
Yeah.
And there's that mentality, right? I guess there's just like that rat brain entitlement, right? They're in. That's kind of how that is like, of course everybody would want me, right? It's like, why wouldn't they? It's it's the same way they sexualize and women, like, right? It's always about, oh, I'd do her, like as if like she has no choice in the matter. Like, yeah. And that's always like, that's the scale of the I would or I wouldn't. That's her hotness depends on whether he would or he wouldn't, regardless of the fact that she'd never even look at him. So there is, like I said, there is some rat brain entitlement that has to happen to make that come out of your mouth.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. It's biological, like it does take it takes thinking and some education, I guess, to get around and over that, to reprogram your brain to like I said, back in the day, back when you were a caveman, or back when we were more closely related to our earlier ancestors, when it was more like, when you see fucking wolves or elk or deer out in the field, having during the rut. right? Then, then there's no, I don't know. That's a different dynamic than where we are at now socially, right? That's so like now it's like and even now I say now, like you could even say it should have been happening for a few hundred years, maybe 1,000 or more, right? Like, but it's like I said, it's not right to just to be out
Well,
there fucking.
and look, I have the thoughts, right? I have but not every thought I have comes out of my mouth. For the thank God.
Goodness. Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
anyone out there is listening to the show over time, like there's a lot of filtering going
there's a
on
lot
between
of filtering.
at least me and Buddha. I don't know
But
about
I gotta
AI down
tell you,
there, but
yeah, oh, same way. But I gotta tell you, the best relationships I've ever been in are ones where the woman made me just feel so comfortable. I didn't have a filter. I got to get rid of the filter and just vomit whatever I wanted out of my mouth, and it was awesome. It was cool.
Let's just note that AI has been single for how long now?
I'm not saying that's a requirement. I'm
Okay.
saying those are the best relationships.
Well, you should find you another one of them.
I think they might be kind of rare.
I think you moved into a good town.
Yeah.
So
yep.
you can really hit the social scene. Are you
I
close?
don't know if it's just because it's summer and there are a lot of tourists, but I've been impressed going
It's
around.
been ramping up since the flooding and everything. They've been really trying to get things back together. Dawn and I have been up in a couple areas around there, so they're trying.
I'm saying I've been impressed with the ladies I've seen.
But yeah, dude, there's hotties up there. But the thing is now, like, I don't know what part of town or how close to the town you are, like the proper.
I'm in town.
Okay, I know a lot of the people that work there don't live there anymore because it just got too expensive and they had to move.
Oh, I got so lucky to find this place.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying you might want to drive out to like west side of town or a little further out. You're gonna find women everywhere up there now.
You're saying there might be more further.
Because I'm saying if you go to like a restaurant and you see like hot waitresses, they probably don't live there.
Gotcha.
You might be dating a few towns away, but
Okay.
just walking around that town, the locals. Hey, and if they are local, most likely they got money. So
Yeah.
there's that. So I think you're in a real good spot to have you a woman here if you want one. I think you can get on the dating scene again. Man, I wish you were drinking. There's like my favorite cocktail, probably my second favorite cocktail bar I've ever been to up there.
What's the name of it?
The Crow and the Quill. And it is a hole in the wall. It is like literally just a little plaque above a door.
I love it already.
Yeah, man.
That's my favorite.
It's cool. Other than actually getting to go to Death and Company in New York City, which was an experience unto itself, that's probably my favorite cocktail bar I've ever been to.
Interesting.
So that's a little bit away from me. It's further away than I thought. Where did I see it?
If you ever decide to fall off the wagon, let me know. We'll come up there.
Well, considering the training I'm doing and the job I'll be taking, that's not going to be any time.
What you doing? Are you talking about that?
So, all right, and that'll lead me to my next little share. I am training to be a certified peer support specialist. I thought I'd mention that to you guys. No, anyway,
a little while back, I remember it now
it's
that
been a
you.
while, so I'm finally doing the
that,
training. Yeah.
Okay. So what does that entail?
It entails, first of all, I just did like 20 hours of prerequisite training online, which is a lot of ethics and just basic information, such as, thank you for asking, emotional development was one of the courses. Check this out. This really hit me. So it's talking about the stages of when you're born and up to you get to like age 20 something, up to age 25, the development of your brain. All right. And emotions. So we develop the ability to feel emotions around age 2. So age 2, we start to be able to feel, right? However, we don't start developing the ability to process emotions properly until the cortex in our brain is developed, which starts around age 12 and doesn't finish until age 25. And one of their biggest points there was, so if someone develops let's say an addiction or something between age 12 or before age 25, before the cortex is fully formed, they're going to have all the feels, but they're going to be stuck. So when you get like a heavy dependency or whatever, your development stops. Your brain development stops. It can start again, but it stops. So let's say you get addicted to meth at age 16. Well, you haven't fully developed all the ability to process what you're feeling. And when you're doing meth, you're going to be feeling harder and stronger, more powerfully than most people, but you're not going to know what to do with it. And that's pretty big problem here. So check this out. The absolute best day of your life releases about 100 nanograms of dopamine. When getting high, your brain releases between 700 and 1300 nanograms, up to 13 times more powerful than the best day you've ever had.
So what I'm hearing is we should be high a lot?
No,
More
because
often.
More often?
because the
All right. Thanks.
because the problem is you can never you're gonna keep trying to get back there and you just never can, right? And
Chasing the dragon.
Chase that
right?
dragon, baby.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But there is this thing called neuroplasticity where
Mm-hmm.
if you nip the problem in the bud, if you quit the problem at some point, you can start. Your brain will send like detours around the synapses or whatever, and it'll reroute the circuitry so your dopamine levels kind of get reset.
Now, when we say get high, are we kind of lumping all drugs into the one category for this for this little
That's the way it was phrased in the online course, and it did not specify.
Okay. All right.
So we'll say all drugs, nicotine,
I
caffeine.
mean, you're sniffing
know.
paint, versus, if you're 16 and you're drinking rubbing alcohol,
I
And-
wouldn't think caffeine's going to give you that 700 to 1300.
Well,
nanograms.
holy shit, at the fucking quantities these kids drink it today, man, are damn near stop your heart or blow that shit up. It's all mega caffeine maxing shit. Like I'd rather, no way. It's crazy.
Young generation's not drinking alcohol, are they?
Not as much.
It's going down.
It's going way down.
It's decreasing.
Yeah, sure
It's
enough.
decreasing, which fantastic. Good for them.
But
I like it.
And I really don't even think like kids should be smoking dope. Smoke dope. Well, I sound like a fucking grandpa. Jesus Christ. Smoking weed. Like, right, until they're kind of developed, every once in a while, maybe like, take a drag, whatever. But, it shouldn't be a habit when you're 16.
Don't get
to
dependent
18.
on
Yeah,
it.
you shouldn't be a fucking habit when you're a kid. It shouldn't be a habit at all. Like, right. But
No, kind of is.
it can be. I mean, if you kind of do it every day, just kind of, by definition, at least it's a
I don't want
routine.
to.
And quantities don't really matter. I have a habit of 2 cups of coffee a day.
Yeah.
That's not a crazy amount, but
Well, then
No,
you
it's
also
good.
look at
Moderation.
like if you want to look at like inside the world of addiction and things, does it cause a problem? If it does, fucking stop. Like, right?
Yep. Stop or modify or whatever.
Yeah, like I said, some people can't handle it, man. They got to have that fucking snickle fritz.
Damn Snickle Fritz.
Snickle Fritz. Never heard that before.
You really? You know what? You never seen Pineapple Express? We got to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I love the movie, but
So
I don't
you
remember.
remember
It's right
whenever Seth Rogen goes to Franco's apartment to get the drugs, and he talks about
Okay.
that other dude coming up, and he's like,
Okay.
he tells him about the Pineapple Express. How this is the fucking shit. This is the bomb ass shit, right? He's like, but this motherfucker that's coming up now, he ain't getting this shit. This motherfucker getting the Snickle Fritz. He's getting that low grade shit. Yes. So yeah, anybody that can't handle the good shit, he got to send him to the Snickle Fritz.
Did they make a sequel? They did not, did they?
No,
I don't
Rogan
remember
and
seeing.
DeFranco got they butted heads, right? Didn't they?
I do believe Franco got some bad press around the Me Too time and kind of might have tucked himself away for a while. Such a great actor. I mean, I don't know that I've seen him in anything in a while, right? I don't know. I'd have to IMDb to like see like the last thing he was in, but I do believe he got some bad press there.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I mean, it's unfortunate for everybody. I'm not trying to be like it's unfortunate for him, if at the expense of whoever he,
Absolutely.
did to,
I mean,
whatever.
People will say, "Hey, it was a different time." Like it was never really cool to be inappropriate. Like, right? It really wasn't. It might have been socially acceptable and swept under the rug, but it wasn't fucking cool.
Yeah, there's still somebody, and that's I've said this time and again to people, like, that's kind of my ethos is like freedom, America, freedom. You're free to do whatever you want unless it's fucking with somebody else. Like, and that is totally subjective on that other person, like and maybe it's a lot of people that are saying like, you can't do that. But and it's kind of the same thing that you said there. Like, yeah, you're free to do a bunch of shit, but if somebody feels uncomfortable and doesn't want it,
Right.
you can't do it.
Yeah, it's like you have the freedom, however you define that, to do what you will, do what you want, until it bumps up against someone else's liberties. And the minute you interfere with that, you're now interfering on their freedom and their rights. So yeah, absolutely. There's got to, yeah, it's like give America a good idea, and we'll fuck it up. Freedom, like, right? We managed to
Yeah,
fuck
freedom.
that one up, like, right?
Yeah, gosh, freedom. Fuck.
Hey,
Can't,
what Janis Joplin say? Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Think she might have nailed that one.
Yeah, it wasn't the alcohol that killed her.
Wasn't the Southern Comfort in the heroin? No, not at all.
Yeah, it was the CIA and because of the truth.
Wasn't she drinking like 2/5 a day?
Probably, dude. I read Ozzy's last book recently. Like, Ozzy was kind of like put on this planet to like be our example. Like, he had the most addictive personality of anyone you can imagine, right? He got into cars before he even had a driver's license and didn't know how to drive. Bought 2 Ferraris, like, right? He got into ice cream. The next thing
Is this in the UK?
That probably was, yeah. He got into ice cream so much that he had a chef living in his house 24 hours with ice cream always ready for him all hours of the day. Like, he took every addiction to the fucking end, man. And I feel like he was, like I said, he was just here as like, he's going to be like the lightning rod for all of us. And we're like, okay, you think you got it bad? He was still doing this shit at 72 years old. He managed to do his last show. He was a force unto himself, unto the world, right? And I can't recommend that book enough. It's called Last Rites. And it went like pretty much right up till that last concert and what it took. And dude he broke his spine, wrecked a quad years ago, severed an artery, almost lost his arm. I mean, he was like so many neck and back surgeries. He went to the bathroom one night. When he went to go back in bed, he kind of like did like a flying leap onto the bed, but he missed, fucking face planted and broke his neck again. Like it was just taking so much. Like, if you read that, but I still haven't seen the last show. Apparently they're keeping it pretty secretive and not really allowing it. Like, it was like a one-time watch it live and people paid and all this and that, but they haven't really released it anywhere. And I haven't really dug into like YouTube, but whenever it comes out, I mean, it was hours and hours of people, like, bands there tributing Ozzy. And then he played an Ozzy set, and he did a fucking Sabbath set. And like, yeah, Chronic, you got to read the book.
So, not being mean, but at what age did he lose the ability to really talk very well?
Well, he sang. His voice was good up until this last show. That was one of the things he said. As much pain as he was in, his voice never really left him. His voice was always like that.
So whenever I would see him struggling to talk, he was just really fucked up.
Like on his show, like when they did that show,
I might have seen like snippets of the show. And
it's an English accent, it's how hard it is to understand it.
Slow and labored, though. I mean, oh well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're some of that, I mean, he was probably on medications and stuff. I don't know, but that was. No, go ahead.
I said, did you all hear that they've got an AI Ozzy, like, that you can go and talk to and ask questions, and it will give you answers like Ozzy. Like, you ask Ozzy, I don't know, like, hey, Ozzy, what do you think it'd be like hanging out with me for a day? I don't know what you'd ask him. Right? What's it like biting the head off a bat? Something like that, But you're supposed to. This is AI enabled. I heard Sharon Osbourne talking about it. So it's a thing, and they've programmed his personality into an AI interface that you can talk to and ask questions.
Like they had some like big bull statue in his hometown that they were dedicating to the town. Like, there was this thing where, I guess that's where like the British bulldog comes from. Like, the dogs were actually bred to take down these bulls, right? So there was like this town ceremony, and at the end they would kill the bull, and then they made this big statue, this humongous fucking metal statue. But there was like all these protests about, hey man, let's stop fucking with the bull kind of thing. And they're like, why don't we they basically decided, hey, let's just permanently install this bull in the town square, right? And then they were going to have like a contest to name it, right? And like it was, I don't even remember the other two names, but one of the names was Ozzy, and like Sharon broke the news to him, and he was like, "Why would they're never gonna do?" He wanted a landslide. Like, man didn't even know how fucking loved he was, like, right? But
Okay.
yeah, like, dude, they went. It was back to his hometown was where that last show, took place. It was such a big deal for sure. Hmm. Yep. Oh, anyway,
Well, Ozzy, we love you, brother, wherever you're at.
absolutely. Oh, I did want to follow up when you said the bat story, and cheers to Ozzy for sure. That one, remember, was an accident.
Yeah. Yep.
He thought it was a rubber bat that somebody threw up on stage, and he ripped, and it wasn't. He ripped into it. The dove was a promotional stunt. Well, and he just kind of did his own thing. They had the doves he had two doves in his pocket. They were just supposed to release. He was just pissed off because the doves were shitting in his fucking coat pocket for like hours, and he's like, "Fuck this! I'll show these," and he's like bit into it. But I think where I even started down this path was when you said Janis Joplin's like in 2 bottles a day. Ozzy at one point was drinking 4 bottles of like cognac a day. You know how much fucking sugar that is?
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm surprised you didn't die of diabetes.
Like, right?
And the hangovers from all the alcohol and sugar. Good
Well,
Lord.
that's why you just keep drinking
You just keep
and
drinking,
do other
man.
drugs.
But yeah, it was cocaine and then alcohol, cocaine. I mean, he talked about Lemmy, Kilmister from Motorhead. That dude's fucking, his diet was pretty much Jack Daniels and speed. Like, he'd stay up for fucking 10 days straight. Like, right? But he was also fucking like polymath and like read all the shit. He was like super intelligent. He wrote the line for in Mama I'm Coming Home. Was it times have changed and times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Like he like wrote that one afternoon and like 3 other options for Ozzy to use. Like, yeah, he's just like a brilliant dude. But well, do you want to get into our ridiculous headlines for the week?
I'd love to.
Chronic, are you going to talk about some of the ones you put up there?
I don't want to steal your thunder. You want to read them, or you want to?
Well, I didn't open them. I just opened the.
You want to just go, just be surprised? Then you can read them and be surprised as you go.
I don't even know how the hell do you open these links in these fucking things?
See,
well, there
now it's a learning. We've turned this segment into a learning process.
I hate spreadsheets. It took me fucking 20 minutes to find this shit.
It's all the way at the end and right at the top.
AI did it to me. I was like, I know he likes spreadsheets, but now I'm like, oh yeah, you do too.
I love spreadsheets. Man, do I love a spreadsheet. I fucking love a spreadsheet. Give me a bowl and fucking let me organize some shit. Let's go.
All right. So your first headline says, naked man who jumped off Brooklyn Bridge is arrested and charged. Man climbed to the top of the New York City Bridge Sunday, displayed flags, stripped down, and plunged into the East River. I think I saw this somewhere too.
See that?
How high up?
278
You say the Brooklyn
feet.
Bridge?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, it says the Brooklyn Bridge has a clearance of 135 from the water at its center. Details that time, but a company that worked noted that the towers are 272 tall. That's a fucking jump either way.
Enough, you better hit right.
You better hit right.
I mean, in the East River, you don't have your legs closed right, you're going to get a fucking enema and some dirty water.
Hope you don't land on a barge. They just fucking so. Your second naked man story of the week.
Yes. I believe this will be
Nude
quite
man
funny.
Claiming to be Jesus crashes car into Detroit church. This headline just keeps getting better. A naked man having a mental health crisis. Okay.
That's not funny.
But that's not funny. But where's the
rest of it?
Where's the says prove he's not Jesus. Okay. Simple flow chart. Do his hands whistle when he sticks them out the car window? No, not Jeebus. Reddit. Yeah. Yeah, someone give him a bottle of water and see what he can do with it. Okay.
Well, you're reading the Reddit
There was a water to
comments.
wine reference there. Check his driver's license. Make sure it's real ID. It's the only way to be sure. That's yep.
Yeah.
Says my upstairs tenant woke me up one night because there were cops outside. A guy had ripped the antenna off my Lincoln Q and was fencing with the cops, claiming to be Jesus. This guy gets around. That will be the last time they ask Jesus to take the wheel. Nice. Well done. All right. We're going to move on. That was very good. Good job. I like that. What else we got here? Oh, boy. Vietnamese doctors perform first successful penis transplant. Okay.
Kind of, semi-naked.
Okay, John Wayne Bobbitt's was just put back on him, right?
Yeah, not a reattachment,
Wasn't-
a transplant.
Yeah.
From a brain dead donor. It still seems cruel. Anyway.
Did they? That guy know when they took it?
Oh, man. Patient is a
Wait,
43-year-old.
wait. Back up to the transplant. So there's got to be a donor.
Yeah, I just said it.
The brain dead man.
The brain dead man. Brain dead donor. First penis
where-
transplant from a brain dead donor.
Where on your driver's license is the check mark?
Does it
donate
say
your
if I'm in a
penis?
coma, you can take my dick off? Like,
It says organs. It says you're an organ donor.
It says organ.
That's a sexual
Okay.
organ.
Okay. Wow.
Shit. I didn't know it was on the table. I don't know if anyone wants mine, but if they want it afterwards,
4 years of treatment. His health was completely stable and his urinary function preserved.
Wow.
However, due to the very short remaining length of the penis, the dude didn't want that shit published.
That's harsh.
It says the patient faced significant difficulties with sexual activity, which substantially impacted his quality of life and psychological well-being. And the brain dead man is thinking, "Fucking told you so, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like ouch. Double-edged sword, because it's really the only reason he wanted his penis back on was to have sex.
Ain't no edge on that sword. Nope. Nope.
Right. Yeah. Poor guy.
Wow.
Man.
I mean, the guy
4
could have
years.
looked at it first and went, "Nah, I don't want that one." Could have, right?
Well,
I
maybe,
mean, I
but
don't.
beggars can't be choosers sometimes.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not like they gave him a fucking a catalog like in Rick and Morty episode.
It's in Vietnam, so he probably didn't have a lot bigger to choose from. It wasn't like he was getting an imported penis from like Africa or America.
Had to go there.
And the hardware might not made up either.
At that point, I'm open to certain animals, right? You want to be. If
I mean,
you want to stand out in Vietnam, have an elephant dick.
Yeah, right. Well, the blood loss
bumper
alone
sticker.
could just, he might pass out.
What the fuck? Son who kept mom's body in freezer for years collected 78,000 pounds of her benefits. All right, here we go. So, a man who kept his dead mother in a chest freezer in the living room of the family home for nearly 3 years and continued to collect her pension and benefits has been sentenced to 2 years and 4 months. Seems light. That's written.
Right.
Yeah.
Christopher Phillips, 60 years old, was arrested after the body of Sylvia Phillips, 89, was found by officers in February. Blah, blah, blah. She had died March of 23. Phillips had told doctors he, quote, did not want to let her go and, quote, wanted more time after her death. Sylvia Phillips was discovered wrapped in a leopard print silk blanket with yellow and pink roses placed on her body, as well as a birthday card signed from him and the family dog, Tina. Dude, this dude's weird.
Yeah. Dogs don't sign things.
To Mom from Christopher and Tina, the card read. Wow, he admitted 3 offenses, including failing to lawfully and decently bury his mother. That's a fucking law, man. You got to decently bury that bitch,
right?
And
follow the law
continuing
and
to
do it
claim her,
decently.
continuing to claim her pension and benefits, including housing benefits and winter fuel allowances. All right. Yeah.
Forget you. Fraud in the government, man.
He was actually
an
adopted
episode
too.
out of Homicide.
She adopted him when he was 2.
The loyalty of this one, wow!
I'm
Salute.
saying. Wow, they even tell you where he bought the chest freezer? 2 days after her death, Phillips bought a chest freezer from AO.com, placing it in the dining room of the semi-detached home. Wow,
It
man.
was placed there by 2 moving men
I was
named
gonna say, that's some reporting. Somebody's
right?
doing some actual reporting. Oh, it's the BBC,
Wonder what they
obviously.
had for breakfast that day.
Yeah.
Not in this country, we ain't. No.
Probably sauces or was it bangers and mash or something? I don't know. Biscuits and tea, biscuits and jam. Right.
There we go. I really like the headline of this one. Okay. Michelin star chef arrested for topping sorbet with, any guesses? Any guesses?
Come.
Rested for?
Yes.
Damn.
What did he put?
Yes.
What did he top his sorbet with?
Was something illegal, right? Or
Yep.
for him to get
So
arrested.
yeah, I'm thinking, probably something like an endangered species of animal.
All right. It's ants.
Are they in danger?
Well,
No.
not exactly.
Ants?
So we're just
They
going
give
to
you, do they bite you and create that tingly stimulation? That, like a fire ant or something?
just
Like
always
the
always looking
survivor?
for that next high. Just always chasing that fucking dragon, aren't you?
Man, always, dude. Always. It's the
All right,
chronic.
I'm just gonna read this one because it's pretty short.
Go.
Prosecutors in Korea, okay, that's, you got to note this story takes place in Korea, are seeking a 1-year prison sentence and a $20 million won fine against the owner of a Michelin-starred restaurant in Seoul after it served a sorbet topped with ants. The ants weren't just random bugs scooped off a park sidewalk. They were imported gourmet edible ants from the U.S. and Thailand. The problem wasn't that the diners were tricked. The ants were on the menu and were an optional addition. The problem is that the South Korea's Food Sanitation Act only allows 10 insect species for human consumption, including silkworm, pupa, mealworms, and grasshoppers. Ants are not on the list.
Interesting.
Wait. So this is a species of insect they are not edible. They don't consider edible.
They don't have it on their eaten list. So, yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe because some of them might be poisonous or something or toxic to some point. But what the fuck? Otherwise, man, there's a bunch of them. It's not like we're gonna run short of ants. I got about 10
I could
million in the
see if they
kitchen
were
right now.
imported from another country and they're not native to that country, they could overrun.
Yeah, that can always be a thing.
That was the reason.
I don't even know if they were bringing them in alive. I mean, they're imported. Where they could be dead and freeze dried, right?
Yeah, could be. Yeah, because it doesn't say in the story that they were alive when they were eaten.
I don't know. It's a Michelin star restaurant. I mean, they get weird sometimes.
Sounds like it'd be alive in a Michelin star. It sounds like they wouldn't skimp out.
I mean, wouldn't you
think they'd be live ants.
I would chocolate coat them.
Now, I would probably eat those. I think that'd probably be
buy
good.
the fucking handful.
Yeah, that's just fucking. Yeah.
Neat.
No, they'd be like eating little fucking runts, little chocolate covered ants. It'd be like eating runts, sort of,
Yep.
Or nerds. That's what I meant, nerds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those were good. I remember those.
They were. I liked them.
So I did my regular search for ridiculous headlines of the week, and man, the animals are in full force, and just in the headlines, just like the one-liners are great on this one. So, raccoon named Mayonesia. Okay, rescuers in Dallas saved a raccoon spotted wandering around with a mayonnaise jar permanently stuck over its head.
Oh no,
So they named it Mayonesia.
Indonesia.
Hero Goose, a Texas family's pet goose, became a local legend after honking and waking everyone up to a dangerous barn fire. All right. Lassoing a 1,500-pound bull. Police and sheriff's deputies in Alabama traded regular traffic stops for pure rodeo duty when they had to lasso an escaped bull on the loose. That could take something. Sure.
Thank you.
Bear pool party. A California homeowner captured footage of a massive black bear that wandered into the yard and took a refreshing dip in the backyard pool. Not really news. That probably happens up in the mountains all the time. Let's
all the
see.
time.
Kitten versus furniture. Firefighters in Oregon had to carefully extract a very curious kitten whose head was firmly wedged through a hole in a piece of furniture. Poor kitty. And one non-animal. Civil War cannonballs at TSA. Transportation security agents at an Alabama airport were stunned to find actual stolen Civil War era cannonballs packed snugly inside a passenger suitcase.
South shall rise again.
How heavy are they going to be? And they're in a
Heavy.
suitcase?
I mean, a cannonball probably weighed about what a shot put weighs, probably 8-9 pounds.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Because they could be different sizes, but yeah, I would think at 8, 9, maybe 10 pounds tops.
But I'm
Okay.
like, I mean,
Maybe more, but probably
Maybe
not.
heavier.
I mean,
are those going to stand out like a mofo going through the X-ray though? Like, or,
You would think?
you'll
I think they
definitely.
did. So
Yeah,
guess
you
they
did.
did.
I mean, solid iron. They're going to go off the metal detectors.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, you think the person would just didn't, plead like ignorance? Like, I had no idea you couldn't bring a fucking cannonball on an airplane. Like,
Well,
what am I
from
supposed to shoot it
Alabama.
out of? Like, right? You got a kind of a point. Like, what's he supposed to fire it out of? Like, if the dude
Right.
behind him has the cannon, now we got a problem.
Back
Yeah.
to the bull. You guys remember Yakov Smirnoff?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you know the one I'm
No,
going to tell?
go ahead.
So he was talking about visiting his friend in Tennessee. He said, if y'all have ever been to the South, they're the friendliest people. You know, the farmers like, make yourself at home. Y'all just come on, but y'all come back now. You hear, just very outgoing. He said, till the day he tricked me into milking his bull.
Huh.
He said, let me tell you something. You milk this animal, you got a friend for life. He said, that bull just kept following me
Amen.
around, said, y'all come back now.
Yeah, I'll bet it did. Yeah. Fool me once, shame on me. Whatever, but that's funny. I remember I used to work. One of my favorite part-time jobs was at the United Van Lines. We would do like office moves, we do residential moves, all this shit. But there were a lot of Latinos were working in that industry, and one of these guys told me a story of like when one of his friends was coming to America from, I'm not exactly sure what country, but Latin speaking country, Spanish speaking country, and he meets him at the port or whatever, and the guy just done a lot of traveling to get here. And he's like, hey, man, you hungry? Ask this guy, hey, and the guy's like, yeah, man, I'm fucking starving, and it's his first time in America. He's like, all right, come on, let's get a hot dog. And dude's like, what the fuck's a hot dog? All this is in Spanish, of course. And he's like, you want a hot dog? He's like trying to tell me, oh, yeah, I guess you wouldn't know what a hot dog is. You've never been to America before, so. And he's like, tries to like do it like literal. And he like hot, and then dog. And, like, huh? And then the guy sees it. No, man. He's like, we don't eat that part. Didn't see that coming, did you?
No.
Nope. No matter how smart you are.
Anybody got any sports to finish us off with this week?
Well, we've got NFL training camp kicking off. Actually, we had the Hall of Fame game this past week. The Panthers.
Do the Steelers still have 4 quarterbacks?
They have at least 4.
At
I don't know if
least
they've
4.
narrowed it. I don't know if they've narrowed it down to 4 yet.
Okay. I've seen where Metcalf's looking pretty good. Him, Rodgers is looking pretty good. This is his 1 year. Go eat all the ayahuasca, do all the drugs, pump yourself up with all the roids, baby, because you're retired after this. You don't have to test for anybody.
I'm so glad that he has said, finally, this is my last year.
Yeah, just get it.
Because there's always been,
God.
Every season there's like, is this going to be his last?
Well, as a diehard Steeler fan, born and raised, I'm just like, it's time for that future quarterback. Give one of these kids a shot, man. Let's just build something. It's like, no, this is good. I'm good for this year, but like, let's not just drag out this 40-something quarterback bullshit anymore. But it does seem like the perfect storm. If you want to start writing the story, him and McCarthy back together. McCarthy's a Pittsburgh boy, born and raised in Pittsburgh. So it'd be a good year for the Steelers to win the Super Bowl. Just saying.
Hey, always out there. Always be hopeful this time of year,
Yeah, I mean, the Pittsburgh fan base is just so tired of like squeaking into the playoffs and losing in the first round. Man, that shit this ain't Cleveland. We're not happy with that shit.
Alexa, cancel reminder.
Fuck that shit.
Must be time to jerk off. Guess we went a little long tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That pun was intended.
Ah,
You liked it.
See. It's actually a compliment in
Mm.
there if you if you think about it.
you're right. Right.
Anybody got anything else? All right. Till next time.
See you guys.
All right.
Peace.
Later.